Hi everyone, welcome to Innovas Academy. I'm SV. In this video, we are going to talk about what is live and extra connection in Tableau. Also, I'm going to tell you some key points for live and extra connection with some real-time examples. Let's get started. In Tableau, live and extra connections are two ways to connect your data sources. Each has its own advantages and disadvantages. This is completely depending on your use cases. First, let's talk about live connection. A live connection means Tableau directly queries the underlying data source in real time. In this case, data will not at all stored in Tableau. It fetches the data on demand. For an example, as you can see in this picture, right? This is my Tableau workbook and this is my data source. When you interact with Tableau workbook, for example, I'm taking row ID and placing that into row shelf. According to that, Tableau will send out the query to the data source and it fetches the data that will come back to the Tableau workbook. So this is the way Tableau workbook gets the data from the data source. So it's a real-time access. Whatever the data that are available in the data source, it will immediately impact in the Tableau. Now I'm going to tell you how to make live connection in Tableau. So let me connect with some sample data, clicking on Excel, and I'm going to connect with some Excel data. Let me take this table and put it here. As you can see here, we have two different connection. One is live and another one is extract. So in default, it will be in a live connection. Okay. So currently we are in a live connection. Let me get it to sheet number 1. Now let me take row ID and put it inside row shelf. Look at here. How many records we have? Totally we have 10,324. All right. So these many records we have in the database. All right, in the Excel file. Now let me save this file in the name of live example files or live example. Okay, let it be. Let me save this. Now let me close this file and this is the file we saved. Okay, so now I'm going to open the data which we connected with this file. Okay, as you can see, totally this file contains 10324 10,324 records. So let me add one more record by copying the previous record. So currently we have 10,325 record. Let me save this file and close this. And let me open the file which we saved, Tableau file. So this is the one. Actually, for this file, we never done any refresh. Okay. Let me scroll below and show you. Look at here. The data that we added in the data, right? Which has automatically populated in Tableau because we are in a live connection. That means the data that is loaded into database which will automatically impact in the Tableau. So this is what example for live connection. All right. Now you understood what is live connection. When it comes to live connection, you should know these four key points. The point number 1, it's a real-time data. Always reflects the latest change in the source. Next point, no local storage. That means the data that you connected, right? It is available in the database, not in your local machine. The next point, it's require a stable connection because the performance of your dashboard, right? It is completely depending on your database speed and network. The final point, limited offline access. That means you cannot work without a connection. You must connect with data source. Otherwise, you cannot work with Tableau. Now we are going to talk about extract connection. When it comes to extract connection, Tableau creating a snapshot of data and stored that snapshot of the data in your local system or Tableau server. This extract is optimized for fastest performance. So as you can see in this image, right, we have Tableau workbook and database. Actually, Tableau will not consume the data directly from the database. What it will do, it will extract the data from this database and creating a local copy. That local copy will be available in your local system. So this local copy and Tableau will be embedded. Okay. So Tableau will consume the data from this local copy, not from the database directly. It simply, you can understand, it will take the photocopy of the data and saved in the local machine. So it start consume the data from this local copy, not from the database. All right. But one thing you need to be aware, which is, for an example, I have 10 records in my database. When I'm making extract connection, what Tableau will do, it will extract the data from the database and saved in my local machine with those 10 records. Let's assume in my database, two more records getting loaded. Okay. Those newly added records, right, will not be impact in my local copy. In order to get the updated data, I have to perform refresh. When I click on this refresh, right, what Tableau will do, again it will communicate to the database and again it will extract the data and again it will create another copy in my local machine. So this is the way Tableau will be getting the updated data. All right. Now I'll demonstrate you how to make extra connection in Tableau. So let me click on this Excel connectors and connect with Excel. And let me take this orders table. Here, as you can see, we have two connections. So let me click on extract connection this time. When I click on this extract connection, what Tableau will do, it will extract the data from the database and saved in my local machine. That local copy will be saved under dot hyper extension. Okay. So let me click on the sheet number one. As you can see, look at here, it is asking where you want me to create that local copy. So I can select whatever the path I want. Okay, so let me create that in my folder, save. So that's all. So now let me take row ID and put it here. Add all members. So as you can see, it shows totally we have 10,325 records. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this work file under the name of extract example. Okay. And let me make this under TWBX extension. Let me save. Now we have saved this file. Totally we have 10,325 records. Let me close this. And let me open that folder. So here we have, let me open this data set and add one more records here. And let's see whether this newly added records impact in my Tableau. Copy. Okay. So currently in data set, we have 10,326 records. Close this. Now let me open the one we created using extra connection. Look at here, it is still showing 10,325 records. But in dataset, currently we have 10,326 records. We have added one more records, which is not reflecting in my Tableau because we are in an extra connection. The local copy that we created, right? In that local copy, we will be having only 10,325 records, not 326 like the one we added newly. Okay. In order to get that updated records, I have to get into this data source and there is option called refresh. Okay. Let me hit on that. Now let me come back to sheet number one. Again, it will communicate to the database and get the updated data. Okay. So now look at here. Look at here. Totally we have 10,326 records. Okay. So this is the way we can get updated record and this is what extract connection. All right. Even another way also you can do extract refresh. So right click on here, go to extract and click on refresh and click on yes so that extract will be performed again. So let me show you the data source tab. Look at here. the extract that we created on so and so time. Okay, so this is when we created an extract. All right. When it comes to extract connection, you should know these three key points. First one, offline access. That means you no need to depend on database because data already extracted and available in your local system. Using that data, you can perform your development. All right. So that is what offline access. The next one, improved performance. That means it's better than live connection because data already available in your local system. You can easily access it without any buffer time. That is what improved performance. Next, schedule refresh. So in order to get the updated data, right, you have to click on refresh each and every time. So actually you no need to do that manually. For that, we have separate option called schedule refresh. Once you schedule the refresh according to your schedule, the data refresh automatically perform in the backend. Okay, so that is what schedule refresh. Now I'm going to give you some real-time example for when to use live connection. For example, I'm developing a dashboard for stock market. In this case, we can go for live connection because stock prices changes every seconds. In order to make trading decision, I need to know the real-time data. Okay, so that is one thing. So that is why I have to go for live connection. Next thing for live sales monitoring. For this dashboard also, we can go for live connection because store manager need to track real-time sales during Black Day. All right, according to that, they will do some precautions. So that is another thing. Next, server network monitoring. In this case, also we can go for live connection because IT team needs instant alert if server CPU usage spikes. According to that, they will do some precautions. All right. So finally, for hospital patient monitoring dashboard also, we can prefer live connection because doctors needs real-time updates on ICU patient vitals. According to that, they will do some precautions. All right. So these are the examples for live connections. Now I'm going to tell you some real-time examples for when to use extra connections. So these are the scenarios you can go for extra connection. For example, I'm developing a dashboard for monthly sales report. In this case, data only updates once in a day. So no need for real-time update, right? So that is why. So next is HR dashboard. So HR employee data, right, changes weekly. Okay, not very frequently. So in this case also we can go for extra connection. So also it will improve the performance of the dashboard also. The next one, historical trend analysis. In this case, we have to use 5+ years of data. So querying live data would be too slow. So that is why in this case we can go for extra connection. So this is another example. So in these cases you can go for extra connections. All right. So that's all about this video. If you have any questions, please post it in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Innovas Academy for more valuable content. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.